It's Saturday afternoon. I didn't win the lottery, as you might have noticed, because I wouldn't be sitting here on the floor of the living room chatting peacefully, quietly with you. No, I wouldn't. I'd be jumping up and down and not making a video. Okay, how to get on that tangent. I'm pretty good at getting off on tangents. I texted my son this morning and he sent me a reply and I totally read something different than what he wrote. Had absolutely nothing with what he had sent. It was bizarre. My brain makes imaginary conversations. Anyway, last night was kind of strange. We were watching the ball game. It was not going well. And I was having a conversation with my former student who lives in Ottawa now, Vietnamese. And she wasn't high level, she was medium level. Her spoken English was difficult to understand. Not horrible, but somewhat difficult. And she was asking me about the election, the coming election. I don't think she can vote. She hasn't been here quite that long, which tells you something about her English. But she was curious about the candidates, and her husband has opinions on them, so she wanted to know what I thought and how I was going to be voting. And she expressed her concerns and such. An amazing conversation to have with someone who hasn't been in Canada that long, who doesn't speak English that well. But boy, does she ever try, and boy, did she ever express herself and understand what I was expressing. It was hard for me because I was getting, I don't like having political conversations because I do have strong opinions, and I am dismayed by people having conflicting opinions, right? So, which doesn't make me a good debater of political opinions. But in the end, she's a really sweet Vietnamese person who has very gentle ideas and thoughts and ways. She's vegetarian. I mean, that pervades her entire being, and explains a lot of why she is the way she is. So in the end, we just agreed to disagree, and I said, this is why this country is what it is, and we'll see what happens on Monday, and then we had a discussion about idioms because she made a mistake in her texting, a spelling error of some kind, and I said gotcha, and she said, what's gotcha? So I then had to go on and explain gotcha. And then we just ended very nicely and agreeing to talk again on Monday after the election. With another ball game in the offing then, because there's a ball game today, and a ball game on Monday with one of our candidates saying, please don't vote after the ball game, please vote before the ball game. Because someone will be in a bad mood, right? That's what he's saying. So he wants everyone who votes to be in a good mood. Not voting out of spite or anger. So that was my evening. I was actually marking, I was marking journals, writings from my evening class. My students from the evening class got back to me, said they're great with what I'm charging them, and with the locations, so we're going to finalize it on Monday night, and then yeah, that'll be cool. I'm hoping to pay for my earrings that way. Hopefully this works out. I'm counting my chickens before they're hatched, right? Yeah, but I do hope to make a few weeks worth of extra money. That would be very, very nice. Because we're not that soluble right now, right? We're not that, because of me not, for the second year in a row, not having summer school, we are tight. What else happened last night? That was knee. That was the ball game going badly. That was pretty much it. And Martina asking about the water trickle and the running water and all that. She hasn't come back, because this morning I texted her again, I messaged her and said, oh, by the way, I forgot to answer you. It's the city paying for this water. We're not paying for any water right now. All our water, our cold water, is free because it's coming through their pipes, right? And they're leaking pipes. So we are not paying for water right now. So I think that's good news. She should have responded, but whatever. The cats were rampaging this morning. Ellie just went wild this morning, and then she fell asleep in my lap while I was working. And she has been, they've both been incredibly gaseous. Gassy, gassy, gassy. Smelly gassy. Yuck. Gas is always smelly. They've been gassy. I don't know why. They're on the same food as everyone else. Which leads me to think that maybe I should, it's all money, money, money. Instead of paying for my earrings, I'll be paying for their, stool sample checking. I haven't said this to my husband. Because if they did not get their parasites completely eradicated, maybe that's causing the gas. I don't know. I'll check it out. That's it, I think. I don't think there's anything else. I'm just about done my morning, which will be nice to be done that. And we'll move on to the afternoon. And that thought that I had this morning, I mentioned this to Paul. I had a brilliant idea about something to do with my afternoon class because their writing is so... Can you get off that? Hey, you... Get off. You're sitting on my papers. Brilliant idea. The writing is so bad. Almost everybody in that afternoon class has horrible writing. I gave the same exercise, level 2 exercise, to my afternoon class first. And then I gave it to my level 2 class. My afternoon class is 3-4. My morning class is 2. This was something for their level. I gave it to the level 3-4 class first. They did a horrible job of writing about it. I gave it to the morning class, and they did a wonderful job. Their writing was most excellent. How does that happen? So I talked to Helen about it, and she says, well, maybe it's, the afternoon class. Afternoons, nobody does great work. Everyone's, tired and sleepy and whatever. I mean, you are, I am. Hey, don't do that. I have to deal with my cat. Okay, ta for now.